West Asia is teetering on the edge. US-Iran tensions have reached boiling point. Military maneuvers and diplomatic standoffs dominating the landscape. Are these dangerous final moves before an unstoppable conflict erupts? Our next story puts that into perspective.
West Asia stands on the precipice of dangerous escalation as tensions between the US and Iran are peaking. Both nations are rapidly intensifying military preparations, with Iran's armed forces declaring full combat readiness, and the US deploying advanced missile defense systems and heavy firepower across the region. The specter of war grows larger with every passing day. Iran's military leadership has issued stark warnings to adversaries, emphasizing its readiness to counter any threat. Brigadier General Alireza Sabahi Fard, commander of the Khatam al-Anbiya Air Defense Base, asserts that Iran's air defense capabilities, bolstered by indigenous systems, could surprise enemies. Recent upgrades in radar technology and over-the-horizon systems have significantly enhanced Iran's long-range surveillance and early warning capabilities. The U.S. intensifies its military buildup. A second THAAD missile system has been deployed to Israel. Alongside Patriot batteries and stealth bombers stationed at Diego Garcia, the USS Carl Vinson joins USS Harry S. Truman carrier group in the Persian Gulf, projecting power as tensions rise. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has rushed to Washington amidst growing uncertainty, while President Trump blames Iran for the October 7 terror attack on Israel.
We had no problem with the Middle East. Everything was done. We had no problem with Iran. We had no problem with anybody. And then you had October 7th. And that was all because Iran, as you know, was not giving money to anybody because they had no money. Now they have a lot of money. So we'll see what happens.
Moscow is hosting a Russia-China-Iran nuclear-related meeting. Both Russia and China warned the U.S. against military action. Moscow says it is willing to help reduce tensions between Washington and Tehran. Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei has placed Iran's military on high alert while issuing warnings to neighboring nations, including Iraq, Kuwait, UAE, Qatar, Turkey and Bahrain, not to cooperate with U.S. forces. Tehran asserts that any such cooperation would be treated as an act of hostility with severe consequences. Despite the escalating military postures, Iran has expressed openness to indirect negotiations with the U.S. regarding its nuclear program, preferring intermediaries like Oman to facilitate dialogue. However, Tehran remains steadfast in rejecting direct talks, viewing them as yielding to American pressure. Bureau Report, WION for this one.
Shifting our focus now to the latest storm brewing around Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Two of his close associates have been arrested. Jonathan Urich, one of Netanyahu's most trusted strategists, and Eli Feldstein, recently appointed as a government spokesperson, now find themselves at the heart of a high-stakes investigation. In fact, authorities suspect they accepted funds from Qatar, funneled through a US-based lobbying group, to sway Israeli public opinion in favor of the Gulf nation and allegedly projecting Egypt, another key mediator in the region, in negative light. Neither Urich nor Feldstein addressed the allegations publicly, but the timing and the nature of this controversy sparking outrage across Israel. Qatar, in the eyes of many Israelis, is not a neutral actor. It has long been accused of backing Hamas. Netanyahu has dismissed the probe as a politically motivated campaign, calling it a quote-unquote witch hunt. Meanwhile, Qatar claims the allegations are completely unfounded. But the implications are staggering. If proven true, the scandal raises chilling questions for millions of Israelis. How did a country manage to gain influence within Netanyahu's highest advisory circles? Now, these developments come on the back of Netanyahu recently trying to sack Ronen Bar, the head of Israel's internal security agency, the Shin Bet, the very agency that initiated the Qatar Gate investigation, remember? And according to reports, Bar refused to provide Netanyahu with a security waiver that would have excused the Prime Minister from appearing in court. And Netanyahu's move to fire Bar has been viewed by many Israelis as political retaliation. The Israeli police have placed both Urich and Feldstein under house arrest. And Israel's president has said that the Qatar Gate scandal raises questions that authorities must fully investigate. Netanyahu's ability to survive scandal after scandal is well documented. But will Qatar Gate prove to be different? Because this is not just about corruption or backdoor deals. It's about whether foreign interests have compromised the Israeli government and whether Netanyahu knew or worse, enabled it by accepting money. Shifting focus now to Myanmar, where the death toll from the earthquake has now crossed 3,000. More than 5,000 people are injured. A total of 89 aftershocks have been recorded over the weekend. Heavy rainfall lashing parts of the quake-hit country, complicating the relief efforts and raising the risks of disease as well. In fact, the powerful 7.7 magnitude earthquake that hit the country on the 28th of March has razed thousands of buildings, cut off power supply and destroyed bridges and roads across the country, among which is this ancient historic temple in Mandalay's ancient city of Inva, which has been completely destroyed as a result of the earthquake. Not just that, the quake had destroyed close to a dozen pagodas and temples, which have left many residents jobless and without income.
This brick temple is our livelihood, where people sold flowers here, and guides explained to visitors about its history. We are heartbroken that it collapsed. It is as if a family member had died.
The military rule in Myanmar has left the country's economy and basic services in tatters. The present situation is grave, to say the least, with rescue workers scrambling for aid and resources. And amid the ongoing efforts, fears loom of destroyed buildings subsiding further and sudden weather changes adding to those fears.
If the central column collapses, the entire building will fall down. And if the damaged wall falls, it will trap the residents. So, this building is dangerous.
To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.